Hi guys, this is Poet Spice Jamie Lola Tallulah, and I am here to do the awesomeness that I wanted to show you guys before. I showed you this haul where I got these 3D decoupage flower dies from Tattered Lace. I got these at Crafter's Companion, which is over in the UK. And I showed you these dies. So you have this one, which is the Martinez, which is like a wildflower kind of conglomeration. You have the 3D Rose, which is called the Countess. Okay. And then you have the Duchess, which I've got turned this way to show you how the dies are. And then it came with the Summer Collection frames that you can meld these two together. Now, what is so fabulous about these dies? They're just awesome. I was playing with them last night and then so you have 3 arrangements. So this is a corner, here's another centerpiece, and a piece here. So you have 3 arrangements of dies, okay? And then you have this extra die up here that has additional layers that you can add on top. Now what happens with these fabulous dies, it's like so awesome. You basically take these pieces and build and build and build, and you can make them as thick or as thin as you want. So I spent last night playing with them. This is not the Duchess, this is the Countess, I think is the Rose. And see what it does? I cut them all in white because I just wanted to go and check it out. But you create these 3-dimensional pieces, right? So can you see all those layers with it? So you create 3-dimensional pieces and you put your foam tape. Now you can use just the bottom layer, you can add a couple layers or whatever, like you don't have to build it up as much. You can do some shaping and everything, but aren't they fabulous? So I was like, okay. Now they come with what's called a charisma die or CD-ROM for each one, and it has the different colorways of the flowers, okay? And so you basically print that out, and then you use the die to cut it out, or you can cut it in white or cut it in white and color it. But this way it's colored for you. So then you can just layer these up. They are so fabulous. I'm going to show you basically what it looks like. Okay, so here's one of the charisma pieces. You take it, you print it out, you put the die on top, and there you go. So I'll show you how that comes out. I'm not going to go ahead and I'm not going to cut it because I already did do some cutting. So here you go. Okay, so you print it, and I'll turn it over this way. So you see, you print it, and you see you get the printing, and there's a full bleed around, which means you don't get any white edges. So when you look at this, there's no white edges around it. That's what that full bleed is for. So you do that. Now for the rose is pretty simple. You cut those 3 pieces, then you cut this piece, which is the die that has all the layering pieces. Now I'm going to flip it over because I've already cut it, and it has them all like that. Now I've done this one enough, so I'm just going to turn this over, take it off so you can see. Now if somebody actually wants me to go through the whole process of showing you how to cut it, I mean, it's pretty common sense, but I can go ahead and do it in another video if you like. So I would have put this die down on the bleed, and then when you pick it up, now you can leave the things in there if you want to. I'm just gonna brush these out because I've done it enough that I know for the most part what goes where now, because they were just so awesome. And I was playing and playing and playing. Okay, so this is what the die looks like when you cut it out to do the extra bits, the layering bits. And if you notice, you will see where it says E2, F2, E1, A2, A1, okay? So on this piece here, and the packaging tells you what everything is. So on this piece here, you have your flower. In this one, it's A, B, and C. So let me see. A1 is this one, so this is A. And B is this one. And then C. Okay, so then if you look on here, it'll tell you which layer goes where, and it's already on the die and it's all hooked together, so you don't lose the pieces or anything like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you real quick, and it's so fun. Oh my gosh. So you just take all these pieces, and if you want to, you can leave them in there, or you could just, you know, put the letters and so forth. So I'm just gonna turn them all over, and I just took the foliage pieces out because I'm just going to use one layer of those. Okay, so those are my pieces. I'm going to start with this one, and if you pay attention and look at it, it's real easy to figure out what goes where. So this one's A, so that's the first or second layer. Now the fun thing about this too is the very base layer of each piece will actually stay in the card you cut it out of. Okay, and it has a few little pips to cut out, and then it'll pop out. And that's so that if you wanted to, you can actually cut this into your paper and leave it there. Now look, you can do some extra shaping. Isn't that cool? Some extra shaping. Put your little foam pads on. All right, then we have the next one. So the next one would be this one. Right. So next one would be that one. So I'm just going to take some more foam tape, cut a little piece. Actually, I'll cut a bigger piece, and then cut it down to what I need. Put it on there. It's so fun. Oh my gosh. And then you put it, and you can tell where it goes because you can see the layered pieces. So it just gets a little bit smaller. Some of the extra pieces are cut away. Look at that. And you can do that. Then we have, whoops, turn that one over for you. Then you have this one, which is going to be right there. So take some foam tape. Now, if you do not like to do the little fiddly bitty bits, this probably isn't the die set for you unless you just want to use the base pieces. But if you like to do all the fiddly bits, y'all know I do because I love my Gorgeous Girl stuff and all those. So here's the other piece, and we'll put some on there. Take that off. And then we just stick it right there. And you could see where it goes. So look, you go from flat to this dimensional piece. Isn't that awesome? Now, even though you have the other pieces, you could just leave it like that. Or maybe you only wanted some of the pieces. So I'm going to go here. This one, right? So this one is going to be this one. And you can tell because of the way they look. They're pretty much the same. And then I've used this mark to tell what to line up. It's so fun. Oh my gosh, it's just beautiful. And they turn out lovely. Lovely. So you just stick that foam pad on there, pull that off. This is kind of why I didn't want to sit there and actually just die cut that for you, because it will take longer. And I don't know if everybody wants to watch that. So then here's another little piece that goes next. I'm just gonna cut that. Put that next. So you have that, and then it's gonna go. You can always see how to line it up. So it goes there. So now look how much dimension is on there. Then let's see, you've got the next one, which is this piece over here. So we'll just, actually I'm gonna put that on this piece because I'll make it big enough. And I'm gonna get some more foam tape. And the fun thing about it is there's so many of these. I'll show you in a minute that there are 3 base dies in each one, so that you have 3 of these to design. It's so fun. And then you have 3 sets, so it's like, what? You could be doing this all day. I seriously was playing with this half the night. So then there's this one. And the package has the instructions as well. I mean, once you get one down, it's like, oh, okay, I got it. And then we have this little piece that's gonna go on there. And then you'll notice these little teeny tiny pieces. They are pieces of the greenery, but I'm not that fiddly with it that I'm gonna put that greenery on there like that. I would probably use it as filler pieces. All right, so then you can go ahead and stick that one there. That one's done. And then we have this one little piece that I forgot that goes here on this one. And like I said, you can tell where it goes once you get the idea of it, because like this little piece here, that V is on that piece. So you know that that's the piece it goes on to. I need to cut this a little smaller. Sorry about that. Is that not fabulous or what? Oops, my little piece got dropped in there. So it's so awesome. Oh my gosh. So although this isn't necessarily a project, I might be able to do one here at the end. Put in one. This is my flower piece for this week. So look at that. Is that not gorgeous? And if you wanted to, you could just keep layer, you know, cut extra pieces and layer them. Now let me show you what I mean by the fact that it has 3 different pieces. So for example, here's the one, right? So when you cut it out, and it's the same 3 flowers. So the same 3 flowers and pieces that are on this one or in this piece, they're just arranged differently. So you don't have a ton of dies, it's the same flower. So look, see that? So that is the same piece. It's just in a different arrangement. So you have this arrangement, and then you have this arrangement. So it has 3 different arrangements of the flowers. Isn't that gorgeous? Fabulous. Then this is what they look like in white. So you just have this one, and you're kind of, so see how gorgeous they are? And then you can change the color. So if you don't want these like pinky rosy ones, you could change the color to blue and so forth. They give you 5 colors in the Charisma. And then if you have a photo editing program, and on that program, they have a little color, a little kind of application you can use. Now let me show you this one real quick before I run out of time. These are the wildflower ones. So there are 3 pieces in this one. So it looks like this. And then this. And then this one. Ah, isn't that gorgeous? Okay, I'm going to come back and then add on maybe a fast forward of putting the other 2 sets together. All right. Okay, so here we are with finished products. Look how gorgeous that hydrangea is. It's fabulous. And you could just be adding and adding pieces and just making it look so fabulous. Here's one of the second ones, single piece there. And you can see just a little bit of pieces added. You can see all the extra pieces on the desk that you could just keep layering up. Here's the corner piece for the Duchess collection. And I love that little like berry leaf thing going on there. Again, here's one of the rose swags. I just love how much dimension you can get on that A flower. It's fabulous. Here again, you see the wildflower. And you can just add and add and add. It's so awesome. You could even go through and cut some of those pieces apart and add it to other projects. Here's the corner piece for the wildflowers. That's just awesome. And don't forget that the other thing about this is you can always change the colors. I think this piece right here is probably my favorite out of the set. It's just so cool. So anyway, I just wanted to thank you for watching. And if you have any other questions or you would like to see me go ahead and demonstrate this more closely or actually see it from, you know, print to cut out and then layered up, go ahead and let me know below. As you can see, there's some more of the roses coming up. And just, you know, just leave a comment. And thanks for watching. And I shall see you at another time. Just go ahead and watch these last little bits. It's so fabulous cut out in white. Awesome. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. See you later.